Okay, so here we are at Capcom's London headquarters. We're very lucky to have with us today two colleagues from Japan. First of all, we have Kawata-san, producer of Resident Evil Darkside Chronicles.
My name is Masachika Kawata. I'm a producer for Darkside Chronicles.
Alongside him is Noguchi-san from Kaguya, who is working along with the project.
My name is Kentaro Noguchi. I work for Kaguya and I'm working as a producer for this title.
Okay, well let's start with the first question, which is Resident Evil 4 was a very successful title on the Wii. Why did you decide to go for a new game in the series similar to the style of Umbrella Chronicles rather than in the style of the Resident Evil 4 game?
Yes, naturally, Resident Evil 4 on Wii was a huge success. Having said that, Umbrella Chronicles didn't do badly either. However, we regretted the fact that all the scenario storyline were not included in that particular title. So therefore, that was our regret, and we wanted to work on a new title in the same style. So we worked on Resident Evil 2 and Code Veronica.
The Resident Evil series is not just about video games anymore, it's also about films, the latest of which was the CG film Degeneration. Will there be any references to the Degeneration movie within the Darkside Chronicles?
Incidentally, yes, Degeneration also has the Leon Kennedy and Claire Redfield as main characters. However, when we started on this project, Degeneration project was just about to start, so we couldn't really incorporate any elements from that film. Having said that, you never know.
A new company that was introduced in Resident Evil 5, Bio 5, was the Tricell Corporation. Did we see the end of Tricell within Resident Evil 5, and will we perhaps, if not, will we perhaps see them emerge again within this title?
No, probably not. RE5 was set in the sort of future extended timeline from RE4. Therefore, it's not really going to match with the timeline with this particular title. So, it's in a different era. It's set in a different era. Historically speaking, probably not.
Well, let's move on now to perhaps talk about some of the gameplay elements within the Darkside Chronicles. So one of the questions that we've been asked is, has the weapon system that we had in Umbrella Chronicles changed at all, and if so, how?
Yes, weapon system has been changed so that even the casual gamers can pick it up very easily. We have included what is called status screen, so that with D-pad you can change your weapons. So the gameplay is very much intuitive. This time around, knife can be used as well. However, knife is not featured in the trailer. This is because probably Capcom's completely forgotten about that particular weapon. Or maybe Kaguya didn't request that particular one, so it was Kaguya's fault, not Capcom's. Lots of people asked about knives, and there are lots of knife lovers out there. So, good news, guys. We've got knife in it.
We obviously know we've already introduced some of the characters to this game. Will there be any more characters, and if so, will they be brand new characters to the franchise or familiar faces?
New characters? Yes. Is there any new characters, outrageous characters that would be fitting to the Darkside Chronicles? Probably yes. There will be very appealing characters for the fans. We had Annette, William, and Alfred and Alexia. Is there any family ties? Possibly. So does that mean that there is a new storyline? Possibly.
Some interesting things there, so things for people to look out for. Umbrella Chronicles featured two-player action. We know that Darkside Chronicles will also feature two-player. Has that been improved upon or augmented at all?
We wanted to improve upon the multiplayer part. We're working on quite a few patterns of co-op play. There was a sort of criticism that people got confused which part you're playing at. Either you are 1P or second person. and we are implementing a system that people don't get confused which one you're playing.
Looking overall at the game and the features that you've implemented into Darkside Chronicles, what's the feature you're most proud of?
今回まずじゃあそこに関して何か
Probably the graphics. From the beginning of the project, we thought that this game has to have an immersiveness. In order to create that sort of atmospheric world, we knew that we had to come up with a great graphics, especially suiting to the title Darkside Chronicles. The use of shadow and contrast to the light. Quite well done. Apparently, Caviar, boasting to everywhere, saying that they have created the same quality of graphic on the next generation console on Wii. Yes, the only regrettable point would be it's not HD, but Caviar had used all the resources to create this quality of graphic.
Shooting games are rarely rich in story content. How have you coped with balancing gameplay with storytelling in Darkside Chronicles?
これはスクリプト関連だと思うんですけど
That is correct. It was very difficult to include the rich storyline in shooting game. From the developer point of view, you'd like to create the interesting gun shooting game. Therefore, you want to work on where to put the enemies, where to place the enemies, how the player can shoot the zombies and etc. And then on top of that, we had to think about putting in a storyline to go with that gameplay. So, Capcom's always has been pressurizing us to put the rich storyline into it. And then we're still, discussing every single day how to balance those two elements out.
We've got a question here from Keep99. He says, the weakness in the two-player mode of Umbrella Chronicles was that only one player was allowed to achieve the requirement in order to get an S ranking level. Will this change for Darkside Chronicles?
今ランキング
So with regards to the ranking system, we have went step forward, and we've got what is called Wi-Fi ranking. That means you can compete your score with the people around the globe, which means we must release this game simultaneously. Otherwise, we don't want disadvantage anyone in any way.
The game features content from Resident Evil 2, which is considered by many to be one of the best games of the Resident Evil series. We've seen remakes of other games in the series. Would Kawata ever see a time when he would like to remake Resident Evil 2?
会社が
Yeah, I would love to jump on opportunity if I've got budget and time. Having said that, there will be lots of producers raising their hands, so the competition will be fierce.
This is now the second in the sort of the Chronicles series. Do you see this as something that's going to continue, and that the Chronicles series will sit alongside other parts of the Resident Evil gaming series?
It would be up to Caviar, actually. Do you guys still want to create it? Yes, there are very attractive content, therefore we would like to continue work with it.
That's the end of the questions we've had. So, first of all, thank you very much for your time. But secondly, if you have any message you'd like to give to the community guys, they'd love to hear it.
We guarantee you that this game will be really interesting one to play with. Yeah, wait for the release date. We are so proud of the graphic level we have achieved in this title, and as a gun shooting game, this is quite a good one as well.